The logo is considered by many to be the face of a company, and according to the Harvard Business Review, its characteristics can greatly influence how consumers perceive a company. This is why it is important to create a logo that looks both professional and attractive to the consumer. I'm Jon Frueh with Gareth Fultz, and today we are discussing what makes a logo.
A logo can be defined as a symbol, graphic mark, or color, and it is an important neuromarketing tool. Logos involve the use of text and shapes in order to introduce products and services provided by companies. The logo is one of the essential elements of brand identity, and it is the visual representation of a company. Our guiding research question was, has there been a significant change in logo design, whether it is in brightness, colorfulness, use of color, white space, or any other attributes over time?
The current Fortune 500 companies were obtained from Fortune.com, and the logos were obtained from an online logo encyclopedia, Logopedia. Python, in conjunction with OpenCV, a programming library for computer vision, was used to obtain values for the characteristics and the features of logos of Fortune 500 companies. The data were analyzed in Excel to track the possible trends over time using inferential statistics and data visualization. The first characteristic measured was brightness.
Brightness of a logo was measured by converting the image to grayscale and taking an average of the pixel value across the logo, excluding the black or transparent parts. This data was mapped in 5-year periods in the heat map below. The heat map demonstrates 2 distinct clusters of logos, which do not show a statistically significant change. However, the number of logos with 0 brightness appears to be increasing slightly. These clusters represent colored logos and pure black and white logos, demonstrating a new knowledge that logos tend to be split, either having a decent amount of bright colors or no color at all.
Next, gradient, which is a gradual change in color, was measured. Gradients were measured by using a precise edge detection algorithm to detect any change in color values between pixels. Then, a low-precision edge detection was used to detect the true edges of the logos, which was subtracted from the high-precision edge detection. This left only the pixels where a gradual change in color occurred, as shown in the lower images. As shown by the graph on the right, logos tend to cluster around having no gradients, with only a few logos with gradients, especially high gradients. This demonstrates a new understanding that logos tend to have flat colors, which has shown no significant shift over time.
The next attribute we measured was colorfulness. Logo colorfulness was determined using a formula detailed in a paper written by David Hassler and Sabine Sustrunk. They had participants rank the colorfulness of an image on a scale from 1 to 7, and then found that a color opposition formula correlates to 95.3% of the data from the participants. The graph of our collected data shows that over time, the colorfulness of logos trended upwards, meaning that more recent logos are more colorful. Next, we calculated the hue standard deviation for each logo. This gives an idea of the variations of colors within a logo, so logos that use a wider variety of colors will have higher hue standard deviation. The graph in the bottom right shows that the hue standard deviation of logos by year. Although there has been an increase in hue standard deviation since the early 1900s, in recent years, hue standard deviation has not significantly changed.
The next characteristic of logos we measured was the percentage of colors like red, green, cyan, and yellow, among others. A specific color was searched by instructing OpenCV to look for the color between a lower and upper bound with some sensitivity. If we look at the case of the GE logo, the pixels that contain cyan blue was found and the percentage of the color in the logo was calculated. The most popular colors used by Fortune 500 companies across time and order are as follows: red, cyan blue, blue, cyan, yellow, orange, purple, green, pink, and magenta. Over the years, there has been a steady rise in colors like cyan and blue being used in logos. There has also been a consistent use of red colors in logos over the years.
Each color in an image can be represented by a combination of red, green, and blue. We measured the average red, green, and blue values within each logo. Looking at the average of these values for each year, we see a decline in red values, an increase in blue values, and no significant change in green values. The next attribute of logos we measured was whether or not they were grayscale. As you can see from the data on the right, over time, the percentage of grayscale logos decreased.
From the analysis of Fortune 500 logos, a greater understanding of the trends of logo characteristics was developed. Also, a system to analyze additional logos, traits, or other images was developed, allowing the research to expand beyond this study. From our analysis, many logo characteristics for Fortune 500 companies do demonstrate a change over time, but this change is gradual rather than a dramatic shift.
Future work in logo attribute tracking include expanding the logo analysis system to measure traits such as text and shapes, expanding the information for each logo. Additionally, the population could be expanded to analyze true logo trends. And these are the references.